And we're back. Hello there, everybody. DarkPhoenix Gaming here, and welcome back to Vampyr with our good friend Dr. Reid here. Last time we left off, we tried and failed to defeat Fergal down there. Multiple times. I got him to about half health, but since we're having such trouble, I decided in between recordings to go off and do a little bit of killing random enemies and a couple of side quests and stuff like that. It wasn't anything too interesting, to be honest. I retrieved some money for one of those sisters outside Sean's shelter, and I helped the vampire hunter put up posters warning people about vampires, which you might consider kind of amusing considering we are a vampire, but technically, if you want to get super technical about it, the skull can be considered vampires too, so based off of that, well, most of the vampires we've met in this game so far, excluding Lady Ashbury, have been kind of dicks. So warning people that they're about and to watch out is probably a good idea from Jonathan's perspective. I also made a bunch of upgrades to my weapons, which I will show you real quick. So we've upgraded our hatchet to level 3. It now absorbs blood when we hit an enemy, and we've upped the damage by 10%. So we do 121 damage per hit with that, as opposed to the 80 or 90 something that we did before. I would have liked to get it up to level 4, but we couldn't find any good handle parts. I'm the only merchant in this district that is near enough for me to get to without having to fight some level 20 asshole. In addition to that, I've also upgraded the good barbed cudgel, which we've switched out of using from that scythe. This now does 10% more damage and decreases the stamina consumption a bit. It has a 15%, I think that is, chance to stun our enemy, which makes it super useful because I can stun them and then bite them for some little blood. As with the others, I'll be getting it up to level 4 soon, but I need good handle parts for that, and we've only found common so far. In addition, I upgraded 2 of our guns. I did not bother to upgrade the revolver here to level 3 because I didn't want to spend the pounds on some more common handle parts. We have upgraded the shotgun to level 3 and given it increased damage dealt and decreased loading time, as well as upgrading this pistol to level 3, which it has the same. It deals about 62 damage per shot, and we have the shotgun equipped with our one-handed melee weapon, so if I end up deciding to go for this during the fight with Feral down there, then that would be one. This guy is an asshole, and I got hit a couple of times. Okay. As you can see, doing some decent damage to him now. And now, let's feed him down a bit. And heal up a little with that. Get back, please. Heal your ass. Bite his ass? I don't even know what you're on about, seriously. Now let's do a little of this.
Once you vanished, I'll slaughter these skulls while singing your name.
And this asshole's pulling his favorite trick now. And my ultimate there is what that was. Basically, it's a kind of paralysis technique that lets me temporarily get him vulnerable like that. Great, I used the blood spear while facing the wrong goddamn direction. Isn't that just spectacular? Now heal your ass. Go over to that.
You found your death. It just snapped the bones, new boy.
Now.
Return to your apothecary and needles.
Great. He's doing his shot thing. This is annoying. Fortunately. I think we need to switch our weapon because I'm getting beat up a bit. Despite how awesome I profess to be. Wait a second. We have some serums I picked up. I could just use those. We're unfortunately out of shots for the Lupara, but let's equip that and I'll crush you. Yes, this is not particularly fun. There you go. Kill the bastard. That was a lot easier than I thought, thanks to me leveling up and preparing a bit better. He goes down. And there he goes. That was nice. Went nice and fast, too. Sewer exploration we can do easily now. That door can't be opened. Let's have a look-see over here. See what's going on.
At least one skull escaped Fergal's wrath.
I'm not quite sure why we care about that. I mean, we kill the skull all the time. Why are we so happy that one of them escaped? I mean, the only skull we've met so far who we would actually be happy to see is Sean. And that might change in future. So, I don't get why we're so pleased by the fact that Skull escaped. For all we know, it could just mean that there are more than we have to kill. And I still don't get why we ended up fighting that guy. What exactly did we have against him? That is what I want to know. But I'm gonna head over there now, because it doesn't appear that route that we were looking at before was going to stop anytime soon. Now, no. That's over there worth looking at. Yeah, I'm just over here looking for loot, basically. Oh, so that right there is where we should go.
How could he have made it this far? There's blood everywhere.
I'll get back to those fellows over there in a second, because I am fairly certain that is a main quest advancing thing. So I would like to explore the rest of this area first, before I advance the plot. But I'm not seeing anything else that's really worth looking into, so now I think it is time. We'll see what this is, and this will probably be where all of those NPCs that we had yet to interact with are hanging out, that we saw on the character screen. Hey there. The Sewer Skulls territory, and none of them are trying to murder our faces. A nice change indeed.
This is our domain, not yours. You've been warned.
Wait, I saved you from this creature. That must count for something.
Thank you. Now go. Go back to the streets and houses. There is no love lost between us, Vampire. But thank you.
Okay. I should probably just be honest here. Sean Hampton sent me. He seemed to want to show me something down here. Are you what he was talking about?
Sean Hampton sent me here. I believe he wanted me to find you. Who are you?
If you must know, they call me Old Bridget. And this shelter is where we live.
I'm Jonathan Reid. I'm a newborn Ekon. I'm afraid I'm not sure what's going on.
I shall not bend a knee, young Ekon, but I sense your pain. Ask, and I will afford you my attention.
Okay. That's nicer than most I've been speaking to, but why was that fellow after you in the first place? I mean, I know that you're a Skull, and he apparently hunts them, but is that it?
Why was that creature after you?
Fergal is the blunt instrument of the Ascalon Club. His masters would see us dead or turned into slaves if they had their way.
What the hell was that thing? He wasn't an Ekon or a Skull.
They are known as Volkod, an ancient offshoot of immortals. Blood drives them, enrages them.
He's also kind of an asshole, I noticed. But what's the Ascalon Club? I've heard the name a few times before and gotten some vague hints, but do you know anything more?
What of this Ascalon Club?
Vampire society's elite in the Empire. They make the rules and enforce their judgment upon us whom they see as lessers.
Okay.
So is it you that Sean Hampton sent me to find?
Perhaps. The sad saint was always kind to us. He must trust you if he revealed our location.
Okay. Well, tell me, can he be trusted? I'm looking into some vampire-related murders at a hospital, and he went missing immediately after them. A little bit suspicious, I'm sure you understand.
Sean is a Skull. All those I've encountered have been violent, crazed creatures. How can he be any different?
Maybe because he is the sad saint. Or perhaps because I am old Bridget of the Sewer Skulls.
Sean killed a patient of mine. And that's just one of the murders he's being hunted for.
If you refer to Harriet, she is now among us and under our protection.
Harriet Jones is alive. That's it. That's the proof Sean wanted me to find. I must talk to her.
No. Harriet is not alive. But you can speak to her. I must warn you. She is fragile and may not receive you warmly.
I don't understand.
She is filled with bile and hate. Her mind is sharp as a tack, but her body is so weak. I've never seen its like before. She is resting in a room on the far right of this hideout.
Thank you. I will bear that in mind.
Okay. I'll talk to her eventually, but... we want to explore the area and talk to some more people first. Old Bridget. For whatever reason. Is not showing up on my list of people here. And I can't talk to this guy.
We're at your mercy. Will you end us?
It's not on my list of things to do, to be sure.
Oh, Bridget allowed me to wander above some years back. It was unpleasant.
Unpleasant, you say? I'm guessing that's Ascalon related.
We're at your mercy. Will you end us? How is London? I've not seen London wall in such a long time. Your place is not here.
I can't talk to any of these people, annoyingly enough, beyond just random commentary. And they don't seem inclined to share much information, beyond just telling me to get lost or asking how things are. Okay. Yeah, at the moment I'm just basically wandering around, seeing what loot I can gather. We're a doctor, but apparently we rob everyone blind. Interesting.
Old Bridget says you are one to trust.
Yeah, well, you can trust me to help myself to your shillings, then. I'll take that.
Eternal gratitude for your protection, Master.
Harriet Jones is down there. Apparently this isn't where the other people we had yet to discover were hanging out.
I've not
I have this
Yeah,
thirst.
I need a bit of blood. I could use one of my serums, but I think not. And here's another hideout we've unlocked. There we are. A common mace. 21. Common mace is what we have. Or not. No, we have a good barbed cudgel. The common mace, I think, will just be sold.
How is London? I've not seen beyond these walls.
Not something that we have any desire or interest in at the moment. Do we have any other conversations with her? That's what I want to know. Apparently not. She is locked to further conversation. But I will talk to Harriet now, since I think I've exhausted everything else there is to do. After I steal her things, of course. Because, as you do, loot comes before story. I'm being sarcastic, of course. But I have a feeling this is going to be an awkward conversation.
Hello, Harriet. Do you recognize me?
Yes, you were from the Pembroke Hospital. The young doctor. So full of secrets.
I have so many questions I need to ask you, Harriet. If you would.
I love questions. As for the answers, you may not like them.
Yes, well, not liking the answers to your questions, that's kind of how life tends to go sometimes, isn't it?
Your room. The blood. What brought you to fake your death in such a gruesome fashion?
To see if I would be mourned.
Interesting. That's a rather odd way to go about it, honestly.
Why flee with Sean
Yeah.
Hampton?
Why him?
It's always a pleasure to see a saint fall to sin. But the coward still won't kill.
Do you take pleasure in causing so much pain and sorrow?
Nobody gave a damn about me. Not a tear shed. Poor Harriet. Always the discarded.
How do you feel?
I can't see. I can't move. My body's burning. I feel as if I'm dying over and over again.
Have you tried to eat or drink something?
People here tried to feed me, but I'm just not hungry. I don't have the strength.
Does the pain ever stop?
It is not pain I feel. It's like I can't stop feeling every inch of my body. But at the same time, each muscle and bone is the wrong place.
Damn. You know, that kind of reminds me of the werewolf transformations in Harry Potter, and how it might be if one of them went wrong and they transformed themselves incorrectly. That sort of thing is what it sort of reminds me of. But why did you come here specifically, Harriet?
Why did you come here?
And why not? This is where I live now. Leave me be.
I'm guessing she wants to stay here, though.
So you desire to stay here?
Yes, I'm with my own kind. Birds of a feather, so to speak.
I
Poor
wonder.
Harriet. Always alone.
Was she turned by Sean during that whole thing? Or has she been a skull for longer, just somehow not killed anyone yet. I'm not too clear on that.
Will you respect old Bridget's wishes? Will you obey her?
Bridget is kind. She only needs to keep me fed and I'll be good.
Well, that's fine. I suppose we'll take her at her word for now. We don't have any reason not to, besides she be Skull bad. And as we've seen with Sean and old Bridget, that's not 100% true, even if Sean's case is a little bit more unfortunate. But we apparently have an important question.
Importance to ask.
So let's
Will
see what
you
it
answer?
is.
Questions, questions, questions. The good doctor, always searching for answers.
Do you remember what you did after leaving the hospital? Did you kill anyone?
First, a question from me. You answer first.
Very well then. What do you want to know?
She's gonna turn it around on us,
Are
isn't
you
she?
like me?
Oh.
Are you
No, she
also
isn't.
dead?
Yes, we are both undead, I suppose, from a certain point of view. You can consider a skull just basically a feral vampire, to be perfectly honest, in my opinion. They're like vampires, just they have less control over their own actions, is what it seems like.
We are not dead, Harriet. Death no longer pertains to us. We are different.
I like what I am. I truly do. I relish the pain that courses through me.
I know you fled the hospital with Sean Hampton. Did you or Sean kill
Yeah,
anyone in
answer
your
the
flight?
bloody question.
Anyone.
Stop dodging
Try and
it.
remember.
I will not lie. I wanted blood, and I wanted revenge, and Sean pulled me from it, brought me here instead. But the shadows heard my prayers. The shadows killed that bastard.
Who did you kill? Tell me his name.
Who was that man? The one murdered in the street?
He used to be my landlord. I lived here for many years before falling ill. Oh, he was an awful man. Disgusting and cruel. So cruel.
So it's about revenge, is it? Well, I'm not gonna say that line because I don't personally see anything for us to think she's lying about in this case. Lying about the shadows? That seems rather unlikely. I mean, more likely to think she's just crazy enough to believe it. So we'll humor her for now and go from there. Tell me about these shadows.
Shadows? Tell me what you saw.
The shadows, they heard me and answered. Something in the deep darkness, quick, deadly. It asked me if I wanted revenge. I answered, yes.
And these shadows, this presence, do you still hear it? Was it a vampire? Did Sean see it?
It spoke only to me, and now it is silent, but it is born of hatred. And it will kill again. And it hates you, Doctor. Oh, it hates you.
What makes you say that?
It whispered your name, Dr. Reid. It wanted to know who you were and where you went.
Questions about me? What did you say?
Nothing, Doctor. I said nothing. There was nothing it didn't already know. Oh, I'm tired now. Let me rest.
Okay. Confront Sean Hampton is our next goal, apparently. I'll grab that, and this Supremacy of Ekons thing. we're probably not going to end up getting all the collectibles. Just because it would be rather inconvenient.
Have you found the answers you were looking for, young Ekon?
There is too much left unanswered. So many questions.
Get to know us, spend time with us, and I may be willing to answer more questions.
Okay. Interesting.
Your diction, your words. You do not carry yourself like most Skulls I've encountered.
True. I'm not like most Skulls.
You were once someone else. What happened to you?
It is as sad as it is long, young Ekon, but it will remain mine.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna push her further, but is there anything I can help you with?
Can I be of service to you?
We ask but one thing. Reveal to no one our secrets. Do not betray us.
That I can agree to.
For how long have you been in hiding here?
Skulls have been hiding under London since vampires first entered the city.
Where did you hide before the sewers?
We claimed ancient tunnels, forgotten caverns, catacombs. We are Skulls, groveling beneath the feet of our makers.
Well, tell me
Manner
about
of creature
Harriet.
is Harriet. She is different from everyone else.
I really don't know. I'm not even certain she is a Skull. I've no idea as to what blood made her.
What is a Skull, in fact, in your honest opinion?
Now, I'm of the opinion
The
they're just a
progeny of a
more
vampire,
feral version of
disavowed by her
vampire
maker.
for the most part.
Perhaps a fruitless branch of a noble tree. A word used to enslave us. I cannot say.
You mentioned that vampire blood has tremendous potency. You believe it to be stronger than your own?
The vampire's sweet blood. That rich, dark wine that we crave. For it made us, and it can sustain us.
I thank you for your time, madam. I must go back to Hampton now.
Your kindness has been ample payment, Ekon. To protect us, I'll close the access to our hideout, but you can use our shortcut to reach Mr. Hampton's shelter. Just follow the arrows.
Well, thank you. I'll be going now.
Thank you, old Bridget. I hope we'll meet again.
Now... we haven't discovered any of these people.
You're spared, Gentiles.
I don't think we're going to be discovering anyone else in this area who has a conversation tree, honestly, because I've tried speaking to quite a few
We're
of
at your
them,
mercy. Will you end us?
and we haven't done so just yet. But time to turn this thing. And now let's head through here and back to the surface. Time to confront Sean and decide what we're going to do about him. And that was very interesting, that conversation about the potency of vampire blood to the Skulls, and the fact that there is a whole community of the Skull who are living below in the sewers and are seemingly not going crazy and murdering everyone they come across. It makes me a bit more inclined to leave Sean Hampton be. Because honestly, it doesn't seem he actually killed any.
It's locked.
Seems like he didn't actually kill any of these people, most likely.
Welcome back, Dr. Reid. Would you like to take communion with me now?
What's with the sinister music?
Are you eating raw flesh?
Oh,
It is
I
the
meant to
sacred
take
flesh
back
of the
what
mortal
I
lamb.
just said.
Our Lord's bountiful transmutation for the sustenance of his believers. Thank you, Lord. I am your most humble servant.
So, true to your word, you waited for my return.
I told you, Dr. Reid, I was a man to be trusted. Did you have words with the poor Harriet?
I did indeed. You hide your game well. What does that mean, I wonder? But you have some nerve? No. That's a little bit more confrontational than I think we'd be feeling right now. Yes, you protect the mortals and the Skal both, I see.
You make no distinction between the living and the Skals, do you?
We are God's children, Dr. Reid. One and all. And he's determined to save us.
Does this place belong to you? How can you be so certain you can keep it open?
This warehouse was once property of the Dawson family, but has been bequeathed me through a donation.
So you have the run of the place and no one's taken notice?
As long as we keep to ourselves, we interest no one. This is a haven, and I pray it remains so for eons to come.
The Dawsons? The wealthiest family in London? Have they a clue as to what goes on here?
Not at all. The donation was made before the war. The building was run down. I never met Aloysius Dawson myself.
Huh. Interesting. And they've somehow not noticed anything. But you don't see the risks of you as a Skal and carrying on with mortals. Happy Meals on legs. Right around you. You truly don't see the risks.
What will be the result if you continue to assist both Skals
That
and the
isn't
living?
what I meant,
For the last
Jonathan.
decade, that's what's been happening. And they found a better life. What's to change?
You're forgetting the epidemic. Things can go south very quickly. I've seen it.
These are terrible times. Only those pure of heart shall prevail.
Seriously? You don't see the risk of helping mortals as a Skal? What happens when you snap one day and decide to eat one of them?
You've turned Skal now. Don't you see the danger to anyone giving you their trust?
We are all sinners, awaiting salvation. This is a simple truth, ordained by the Lord Almighty. I am a seeker of his glorious light.
Well, I have to admit, the idea of a religious vampire is something that I had never even thought of. It's kind of insane considering how holy symbols in churches are supposed to repel us, yet this guy is quite obviously wearing a cross. Would love to know what makes the Skal so different that he can do something like that with no issue. But yes, I am afraid Miss Harriet needs some rather special attention. She's not doing so well.
Harriet, Miss Jones has been behaving in a most violent manner. She's going to need special attention.
That's precisely the reason I brought her here. To meet old Bridget. She's the guide Harriet requires.
Who is this old Bridget?
I don't know, Doctor. She rarely speaks of her past, but I know she has a long one. She's likely the oldest soul in the city.
Yeah, not surprising, honestly, but why is Harriet so hateful? Do you know anything about that?
Harriet is possessed by her hatred. You cannot let her roam free. She's dangerous.
She has joined her own kind, Doctor. Old Bridget is a saint to the younger Skals, guiding them to salvation and peaceful existence.
I believe I've learned all I need to know. I'm certain you've killed no one, but one day I believe you'll cross the line.
Logic is a false prophet. Faith is the only path to salvation.
What do you mean?
Seriously?
We
Logic
have
is a
been
false
blessed with God's
prophet?
eternity. We are the instruments of his divine
Dr.
will.
Reid is a
We
doctor
shall feed
and
hungry forever
more
and ever.
interested
Amen.
in science than religion. So you're going to have to be a little bit more logical for us to go with you, but I would like to trust you, Sean. I really would. But unfortunately, my past interactions with Skull, those with old Bridget notwithstanding, have been less than stellar, so I can't exactly entirely trust that you'll be able to control yourself, as much as I would like to.
I will strive to emulate your merciful nature, Sean, but it's a difficult pledge to make.
Give yourself over to God, Doctor. Expel your urges and kneel before the Lord in praise.
These urges... You know the hunger will never be satisfied.
Yes, for the most part we've been
I've come to
satisfying it
embrace
off
the
of
everlasting
rats
craving.
and not so
I
great
have sworn to
people.
feed only upon the flesh of the dead. It is now my sacrament. Take, eat. This is my body. So saith the Lord.
Okay. Our third option is not available because we only unlocked one of the two hints for him. So our choices are: 1, we just let him go; 2, we eat him. Now, as much as I do not think that he's going to be able to... When I say I'm referring to Dr. Reid, by the way. Much as I don't think he's going to be able to maintain this forever, embracing him seems like the wrong approach. And for another thing, he's been doing this for 10 years. I don't know how long he's been a vampire for, but he could very well have been a vampire for all those 10 years. Skull's just, like I said, another kind of vampire as far as I'm concerned. He could very well have been one for all that time, and interacting with these people and everything, so we have no reason to believe he's going to lose control anytime soon. Even if he has to do a few things, like eating the flesh, that we might consider to be morally questionable, still, he has been working with mortals all this time and hasn't drained any of them. No. I'm an idiot. That's right. More than likely it was William Bishop that turned him, so it's only been a couple of months, but even so, he's managed to resist for that time, so we have no reason to believe that's about to change. Even with my little derp up concerning the timeline. We have no reason to believe it's going to change. So, we're going to trust that he knows what he's doing, and we're going to spare him.
I believe you, Sean. In fact, I envy the peace you found, and will remember it.
There is love and compassion in your heart. You only need to give it wings.
Thank you for your kind words, Sean. Continue your noble efforts. You are a good man in bad times.
Yes.
Keep to the light, my friend.
Yes, he is.
Like all my flock, you have a home here. Anytime you're in the neighborhood.
I have a feeling that this is not going to go over as well as we might prefer. Quite frankly. Oh, great. Things have gone badly wrong quickly, I see.
Another corpse thrown in the streets. Someone's playing a very sick game.
What is going on here?
I know this brooch. This is my mother's. A birthday gift from father.
Oh. So this is something set up to taunt us personally, then.
29 Pretty Orchard Street. That's near Poplar's district. Why would this man carry off my mother's brooch? I must go there.
Okay. Yes, now we have to go and find whatever this is. Over to the western docks, then. And locate this place, wherever it ends up being. Through here, I think. And over this way. Gate now? We're in West End. And this is where we're after.
29 Pretty Orchard Street. This is it. What's in there for me?
Yes, that is what we want to know.
There's been a fight here.
But I need to loot the place, obviously. Something over here. There's a lot of blood lying around here. So there's been a fight. Is definitely a bit of an understatement, I would say. But god damn it, what happened here? Follow the blood trail. Take that. Hop down. Rest to evolve, apparently. Well, I'm not about to do that anytime soon, to be frank.
Step away!
First, that. There's two of them over there, and this cadet.
Down! Finish it!
This bastard. Do that.
Watch it! It's a killer! Christ, he's dead!
Now, train you. And kill you. That's those two dealt with. So, of course, since these assholes have gone down, I will, of course, take their stuff. Nothing overly valuable, but still.
So much blood. Whoever was killed got dried out.
you make a good point. We're being misled. Or worse, we're being baited by leeches playing a nasty game.
To let her expire and be found here.
You're surprising. Occasionally, you make a good point.
How's that?
We're being misled. Or worse, we're being baited by leeches playing a nasty game.
I don't understand. I don't understand. Why drag the poor wench across all these streets to let her expire and be found here?
You're surprising. Occasionally, you make a good point.
The power of the Lord commands you! Fear no evil! We do the Lord's work here! I order you to step back! He's so fucking fast! What the hell? That's fun!
Okay, sorry about that. My microphone was muted for a little bit. I'm going to have to deal with that at some point. But yes, this is rather
The
on the
marks on this
gruesome
woman's
sign,
neck
I have to
were made by
admit.
the fangs of a vampire.
Kind of to be expected, seeing as this is rather a vampire-y type of game we're playing, so everything's done by a vampire, clearly. Or vampire hunters.
This is
who
the
are
very
dicks.
flower my mother tossed on Mary's coffin. Someone is targeting my family.
I don't like that. Not one bit. But I didn't get that in time for some details. Unfortunately. I'll have to see if
Her
I can
shoes
find
and
that.
clothes are quite worn out.
So, not the most well-off person that was used as bait for whatever this is, no doubt. Now, time to have a little rifle through her pockets and see what we can find.
Only a golden watch in her pocket.
Golden watch. Would take it in case it turns out to be useful. a bad feeling about this.
It's a sick game. But given no choice in the matter, I might as well win it.
Yes, I am not particularly pleased about this whole set of affairs. But do I want to go off and do this now? Or try and head back to the docks and take care of some of the stuff there that I left unfinished? Or possibly go back to the hospital and have some conversations? I think I might go to the docks and see if I can deal with some of the stuff we left unfinished. Let's see, neuralgia and cold. Do I have that kind of medicine on me? Let's check. I have one for the cold. So which of these guys have the cold? It's the guy up, one up front. So it's me. What the hell? And I can't get through there.
I cannot enter.
They're having an argument about something. Going to have to listen to this.
We have no reason to be here. I have not survived being buried in a mass grave for these trivialities.
We are not in the middle of a battlefield anymore. Things are different here. In so many ways.
Just finish up your little hissy fit and get out here so I can give you your damn medicine. God. Yeah. Seriously. Here's one with the cold. Hey, I got something for you.
Hello again, Mr. Blight. I'm happy to see Mr. Thatcher is safe, for now.
I'm eternally grateful, Doctor. We were total strangers and you helped us anyway. Can't thank you enough, sir.
Okay. We could try and chat this guy up and see if we can't find some things out about him. But I might wait on that. At the time being, we'll just ask about his phobia of rats, just for the heck of it.
What caused your phobia of rats, Newton?
It happened last year following an artillery attack. I was trapped for 2 days in a hole under 2 dead soldiers. And there were rats.
Go on.
It started eating me as soon as I dozed. Gnawing at my ears, my fingers, lips. I couldn't move. Couldn't call for help.
I see.
No, you don't. You have no idea what it is to wake up buried under bodies. Fucking vermin eating your flesh. Oswald. He found me and saved me.
Yeah. Not the sort of thing that Dr. Reid would have had experience with. I mean, he was a he was a doctor during the war. So unlikely to have been in the trenches. Even though that one cutscene that we saw earlier on, he was hardly a conscientious objector, and he did pick up a gun on a few occasions. But why do you stay here?
Why do you stay here now that Mr. Thatcher's back?
It's complicated. Since the war, Oswald's been really nervous with the idea of entering any hospital. And me, I've got my own issues.
Can you speak about them?
Rats, sir. Even
Right,
seeing
that.
they turn me. Just want to run. It's that fear that stopped me from going after Oswald when he left.
Okay, we could ask about the war. Not sure what that would do, but Go on, then.
What can you tell me about the war, Mr. Blight? If you want to speak about it, of course.
War was...
Yeah, I mean, like I said,
you know, sir.
we were a medic.
The stench of death
So,
everywhere.
Not exactly
Your
the
mate's
same
lying bleeding in the
experience
mud.
to being a guy on the
Just
front
praying to make
lines,
it
after
through and get
all.
home. Bloody nightmare.
Yeah, I fought in France too.
I fought in France, too. I served as a field surgeon, but it was not uncommon to repel an assault, especially at night.
Yeah. The first time I was wounded, I had to protect the infirmary from hostiles. Twice.
So you were saying you knew Oswald before?
Did you know Oswald Thatcher before the war?
No. We met in the
Or
battlefield.
apparently he wasn't, and I
think
just
we're in the same boat to
misinterpreted
France.
things.
We've stuck together ever since.
Okay, you could go to the Pembroke Hospital, you know?
You are always welcome at the Pembroke Hospital. As a former officer, I'll be honored to welcome a fellow veteran.
I'm not giving up on bringing Oswald back to the hospital. I just need to convince him that he needs some help.
Perhaps he needs to reach that decision by himself.
Could you speak to him? He doesn't usually listen to doctors, but perhaps because you've been through it, you can talk him round.
Well, I'll certainly give it a shot.
Goodbye,
Thanks.
Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
Investigate citizens' actions. I'll
Hello
go back
again,
to
Mr.
this
Thatcher.
later.
Do you feel
about
any
the
better now?
medicine?
Yes, this neighborhood may stink of dog shit and reek of piss, but to me it smells like the purest mountain air.
Nice. Do you have a job that might be a little bit insensitive, but might have to ask about it anyhow? And we know basically nothing about him. Let's see. Fear of being enclosed. We'll start with that, the simple
Do you
stuff.
want to talk about why you have this fear of being enclosed, Mr. Thatcher?
No, I really don't.
An irrational fear like yours is usually rooted
He's
in
gonna
a
get pissed
specific
at us,
event.
isn't he?
Perhaps it would help to talk about it.
Well, Doctor, take a guess then if you're so interested in my case.
Okay, I'm going to say you got buried at some point. Under some rubble or something.
When I rescued you, you expressed joy at seeing the sky again. So I'm inclined to believe you were trapped or buried somehow. Maybe during a shelling.
Jeez, you're good, Doc. You're really good.
Go on, please. Tell me more about it.
Newton and I were trapped in a circulation tunnel after an artillery attack.
Yeah, it's just basic
We were
logic,
buried
really.
alive for several days without ever knowing if we'd be found.
That is something about Newton we didn't know before. They were buried alive by a bombing raid? Which we also know about Oswald. First thing we've uncovered about the guy. 2 more hints. Get. What happened when you were buried?
Oswald, tell me about what happened when you were buried in that tunnel with Newton.
We're
was
using
morning
our
dark.
hint to
It was
compel him to talk,
black as pitch.
apparently.
Hours seemed like days, and days like months. Oh, the terror, the shameful thoughts. Lord have mercy.
Shameful thoughts. Tell me about them.
At some point, I don't remember which day, but when I thought we'd never be rescued, that this would be our end, I thought about...
Say it, Mr. Thatcher. If you ever want to heal, you have to say it.
Yeah, I thought about what I could do to survive. Just for a few more days. I thought about killing Newton. Killing and eating him. The man I fucking love.
Okay. So we know they're in love with each other, and he thought about killing and eating him. Well, as disturbing as that might sound, to be fair, they were buried alive. So, that certainly was a factor.
What you endured was terrifying. It would have completely destroyed weaker men.
It did not destroy Newton.
Tell me about your true feelings for Newton.
I love him. I'm not ashamed to say it. He's the best thing that ever happened to me. I can't imagine life without him.
Why should you be ashamed? Well, I would think that would be fairly obvious. This is during the early 20th century, and homosexuality was not exactly warmly welcomed at the time, I wouldn't believe. So that is most likely why.
I admire your honesty. It takes courage to stand up to society. The world needs people like you to create change.
Courage is what we needed in the trenches, looking death in the face every day. I speak plain. I speak my mind.
Have you always been this straightforward?
All I know is, before you saved me by the sewer, my only regret was I wouldn't be able to hold or kiss Newton again. I love him, that's all.
Okay, we don't have our last hint, so
Tell me,
I love him.
I'm going to build
why should
that
you be
one.
ashamed?
I'm not, I said. But Newton sees it differently.
Oh. So he's maybe a little bit ashamed to discuss the matter publicly, I would imagine, and worried about potential reprisals. Is, I guess, what they're saying.
Mr. Thatcher, do you have a job?
No. Since I came back from the war, I spent most of my time and energy just trying to forget.
I understand what you mean. I was a soldier too.
No. Nobody can truly understand what I've gone through.
Yeah. As I've mentioned, and I'll probably keep mentioning this, was a little bit of a different situation for Dr. Reid being a surgeon rather than actually a soldier in the trenches.
Why were you locked in that sewer? What happened?
I went by the canal after an argument with a friend. Got chased by these fucking wankers and had to barricade myself in, despite my claustrophobia.
An argument, you say?
Why did you run? What was the reason for your argument?
Newton wanted me to go to a hospital, but I can't stand being closed in. Makes me feel like I'm suffocating.
What this was about.
Tell me about your claustrophobia. Has anyone given you an official diagnosis?
That's what the bloody doctor said. But I don't want to go to a hospital to get checked again. I'll deal with it my own way.
He prefers to deal with his claustrophobia himself, doesn't want hospital treatment. That's what we know about him. All his hints, but there's one more thing about Newton we have yet to discover. Of course, if we were to desire to eat him, if we cured his neuralgia, that would make him a lot tastier. But why is it you don't want to go to a hospital?
Oswald, why did you not go to the Pembroke Hospital to seek medical help?
I don't trust doctors. All they care about was their careers and processes. I won't be locked in any room again by anyone.
Your fear of being trapped is not going to go away by itself. You need professional help.
I've seen enough butchers in white coats to last a lifetime. Hospitals reek of chemicals and death. What I need is fresh air.
So that's why he doesn't want to go. We require one more
Goodbye,
hint
Mr. Thatcher.
to be able
Try to take care of yourself.
to know everything there is about him. Now,
Hello
let's
again, Mr.
see.
Blight.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Can't
You doing your
find
rounds
out
as usual?
anything else. Let's see if we can't find out anything else here.
How do you feel about Oswald Thatcher? You are more than friends, aren't you?
I love him. I love Oswald. We knew we wouldn't survive the war without each other. But I am terrified, Doctor.
What frightens you so much?
What if people find out? Oswald says I'm ashamed, but it ain't that. It's more, well, you know, I never thought I'd love a man.
Yeah, going against society's views on things and all, I suppose. That sort of thing. I won't say a word, I can only advise caution. Yes, I'm just going to go enjoy your love. Is going to be what Dr. Reid would advise, because you never know what tomorrow's going to bring. We might all be dead in the morning, so enjoy what you have while you have it. That's my advice. Or Dr.
Enjoy
Reid's,
your
rather.
love. And enjoy life as long as you can, Mr. Blight. Don't let anyone tell you who you should love or how you should love them.
I appreciate your kind words, sir. But it ain't that easy. It's all so new to me.
Yeah, about his trauma.
You and Oswald were buried alive
Let's see
during
if
the
we
war.
can find out a little
Tell me
more
about
about
it.
Oswald.
It was last summer.
And maybe
shell
use
hit our
that to
trench
get
and we
him
were
to
buried for a
accept
week.
going to the hospital.
How did you survive for a week?
Luckily for us, there were rations and water in the tunnel. It was an outpost, see. Since then, Oswald's not keen on being inside for too long.
Yeah, that's the other thing. He seems to be a good deal more traumatized than you are at the moment. I don't suppose you could explain why that is?
Oswald seemed far more traumatized than you by the event.
It wasn't the first time it happened to me. Surviving it again gave me strength. You believe that?
Yes, actually. Oh, he was buried alive multiple times. As I see. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Mr. Blight. Take care of yourself.
We were supposed to be safe. Oh, what a fucking joke.
Good evening.
Personal questions about Newton's feelings, eh?
Newton is conflicted about his feelings towards you. Would you like to talk about it, Oswald?
It makes me sad and angry. It feels like the beautiful thing we have is somehow tainted. It hurts to see him so lost.
His love for you is genuine. I'm certain he wasn't lying to me when he expressed his feelings for you.
Newton still has to accept it, knowing he'll be seen as a queer, a fairy, less than a man in those simple-minded bigots' eyes. Though he's more of a man than they'll ever be, so fuck 'em all.
I like this guy. I really do. So, Oswald, we have quite a bit of info about him at the moment. Same for Newton. That's all the information there's to find out. So, thank
Goodbye,
you so
Mr.
much.
Thatcher. Try to take care of yourself.
Let's actually check out over here. See what kind of quests there are. Claustrophobia. Did that one already? Retrieve the box. West End investigations. I'll check out the docks at another time. Again, at the moment I'm just going around doing side quests and conversations. Whitechapel, Pembroke. But yes, actually, I think I'm going to end this episode here. And after thinking it over and with some of the stuff that's happened recently in this series, I've decided something, I think. I am going to go and make this a Vampyr week, where I'm going to record just this and Stellaris for this week. So you'll be getting about 3 episodes of this week, if not 4. So look forward to that.
I am not responsible
In
for
any
everything bad
case,
that has happened.
this has been DarkPhoenix Gaming. Thank you very much for watching this episode of Vampyr. If you've enjoyed, then please leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe to see more like this. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you then, folks. See you then. So long for now. Ta-ta, everyone.